Good evening. Hello. How are you? I'm very, very excited today to have a very, very special friend on my YouTube video channel. She's an amazing a lady, and I'm really excited to be introducing to you Mia Butler. Hi, Mia. How are you?
I'm doing well, Frankie. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Maya. Like I say, I'm very happy to have you on my YouTube channel. Maya is a very, very talented lady, a lady who I really respect. She has so much knowledge and vast information she wants to share with us today. And I'm really happy that you're here with us and she's going to share that valuable information for us so we can take it away and hopefully instill something in our lives and learn something from this amazing lady, Maya. So basically, I'm going to shut up now because I want to hear what Maya's got to say. So, Maya, what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about self awareness. Is that right, Maya? And please
Yeah.
talk to us about self awareness. Why is it important that we need it, Maya?
Okay. So, hi, everyone. My name is Mia Butler. I am a mother of two. I am a Navy veteran, and I am a mental wellness and awareness coach. So, what I do is I coach people on how to identify where you are with self awareness, and I also take them on a process of self love with an outcome of inner peace. So today I wanted to talk about self-awareness and just talk to people who may not really know where they are. Maybe they feel lost or just feel kind of stuck in their life. So I wanted to talk about self-awareness and how and why it's important. So
So, Maya, you touched on there, I think you touched on some words, mental awareness, is that right? And does that
yes,
fall under self awareness? And why does it fall under self awareness? What are the signs of mental awareness? What do we need to be aware of?
we need to be aware of who we are and where we are in our lives. So we all are evolving people, right? We all go through different seasons in our lives, and sometimes we get lost because we have allowed time to pass us by. Time is going to continue whether we pass the finish line or not. So it's important that we set these goals and we move towards them. So self-identification of where you are is important because once you meet yourself where you are, then you can then identify if you may need therapy or if you may just need to set your goals or maybe get a coach. So that's where self-identification comes from. It's assessing where you are in your life so that you can move forward to where you want to be.
Wow, that was powerful, wasn't it? I hope you heard some valuable nuggets of information, what Maya actually shared there about meeting yourself where you are and where you want to be. And for me, Maya, that took me years and years to get to that point in my life. Because I feel as well, Maya, you've got to have this sense of really loving yourself and being true to who you are. Sometimes that can take years to actually find, especially somebody like me who's really had to really change everything in his life because
Yeah,
every aspect of my life or part of my life I wasn't really happy with. So I
yeah,
know that I needed to find this brand new Frankie. Sometimes that took a lot of really digging deep and really quite painful situations I had to go through to really, reveal my true self. Because we taught, aren't we, Maya? Well, we taught as men not to love ourselves. We taught as men to be so macho. We taught as men to drink and do all what men do, thinking that it's really, really helping us. What advice now would you give, say, because I know you're the mother of two, is that right, Maya? You've got a
yeah.
son and got a daughter. So what advice would you give to your son? Because your son's growing up. What advice would you give to your son? Because obviously, I'm quite old. I'm in my 50s. What advice would you give to your son then for him growing up in a world on the importance of self-identity, self-awareness and self-identity and really mental awareness, which is really important because I know mental health, especially in the UK, really affects a lot of people. It's a real issue here. So what what advice would you give to your son? How would you inspire your son to be this great entrepreneur or thought leader or a great person in society? What advice would you give him?
Well, my son, I teach both of my children to we believe in God, and I don't want to inflict my beliefs on anyone, but I believe that we always have to be connected to something higher than who we are. We can't depend on people who are lateral to us because we are just human. So I say you have to know who God is, and you also have to know who you are, because if you know who you are, it doesn't matter where you are because you're connected to that higher source. And if you're connected, you came from that. So even when things get to the lowest of lows to where you didn't think that it can get lower than that, you still have to identify who you are. You have to sometimes think of the times where you did win, the times where you did achieve a goal. You have to remind yourself. And if you can't do that, then you have to surround yourself with people who can speak life into you, who can pour into you. And if you don't have the energy to do that, then maybe therapy, reach out to professional. You have to really self-identify where you are. And sometimes it stinks to realize, I'll give a story. In 2018, I was at the lowest. I felt like a complete failure of a mother. I was depressed. I got to the point where I didn't want to be here at all. Like at all. I wanted to make a plan. I had a plan. I could not see it, but there were things that happened that reminded me of I belong here. I have a purpose and I have to get some type of help. So that was one of the major advices, the major things that I had to do when I was at the lowest, but there's different levels of it. So again, your minor, which is your mind, body, and soul, we can manage that. As far as your mind, you can do something different. You can read something or connect to something that either used to give you peace or does give you peace, when things get low. On if you haven't worked out in a while, go outside and take a walk, go for a run, do something, stretch, get your body moving. Your spirit, whatever that higher source is, connect to that, whether it's reading your Bible or praying, meditating. Some you have to try, but it always starts with you. You can't depend on someone else. You can tell me that I'm depressed, but if I don't believe it and this is just my normal way of living, then it falls on deaf ears, you know?
It's amazing, Maya. Looking at you, Maya, I would not believe that you've been through that kind of, you know, retransformation of yourself, I would say, or, because obviously I've just told you before about the same with me. I mean, I think what we've really got a deep connection with here, Maya, is the fact that we have faith and beliefs.
Yes.
I believe that my faith, I mean, obviously I've had to change my faith as well, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But, my faith and my beliefs, I honestly feel that's why I'm here today. My life hasn't been easy. And sometimes I thought, wow, looking back, how did I get through that? How did I do that? How did I come out winning? And it
Yeah.
just goes to show the real kind of resilience and the real um, power of the human spirit. I really believe in humanity and I believe in the human spirit and the power of it. And you were very courageous to share that you had to really transform your life. And the fact that you're a mother as well, and like I was a father, you know, we have responsibilities, don't we? We know that our number ones are our children, and that's what's really important. And sometimes it can be a very dark and really lonely place and really courageous place to actually transform and change your life. But I admire you, Maya, because you've actually done that. You've been through that process of knowing what it's like on the dark side. Now you want to come and you want to get that enlightenment. And I think that's really, really important. So,
Yeah.
Maya, thank you so much for sharing that. And you talked about inner peace, which I feel is really important. And I can touch on something later on, but it's about Maya. I want Maya to tell us, Maya, what is your inner peace? What made you find inner peace? And explain it to us. What is it to you? Why is it important?
Inner peace is it's uh it's where you abide. It's where you live. It's a lifestyle of peace. I remember watching a sermon and he was explaining what peace is, and he showed a picture of this storm, this raging storm, and a dove just sitting there, and it reminded me of my life because I've had a lot of dark moments, and I felt the pressures of life just crumbling on me, and it's a place where I don't want to be. So inner peace to me, to answer your question, is no matter what the setting is, no matter what the circumstances is, I always know my worth. My circumstance doesn't evaluate what my worth is. So if I hit a brick wall, I know that I have to, okay, let's retrace my steps and go in either go a different direction or set a different goal because maybe that just was not for me. So, being able to apply lessons to my life and look at my life in hindsight, and you can't get hindsight until you get the insight, until you learn the lesson, until you go through it. I know that eventually I'm going to have to look back on this season in my life and say, okay, I did that, I should have did this, and I can move on with my life. When I meditate a lot. So the other day when in my meditation, I heard God say that there's time and then there's pressure, and how time will continue to go whether I sit there in the lane and not move anywhere, or if I pass the finish line. And even after I pass the finish line, time is going to continue to move. So why not submit to time and use it while we have it? That's inner peace to me. Just going with whichever way God decided to take me on my journey, that's what I'm going to submit to. That's what inner peace is. And I can find anybody who I'm connected to, I believe they're supposed to be in my life. If I feel that that person is going to take me to a place where I don't want to be, then I protect my peace like I protect my baby. Like if you think about your baby, you want to protect that baby from all of the negative things that are going on in the world. You want to protect it, and that's how we have to look at ourselves. You have to love yourself like you love your baby, and you do that by what you have to assess what you're taking in. Who do you have in your life? What are you doing with your time? What are you seeking? What are you filling yourself with? So it's a complete assessment of myself, and you find peace in it when you identify with who you are as a person and identify what your power is.
Wow, that was amazing, Maya. I was in a trance and listening to you, admiring who you are and really being at peace with yourself. And she talked about being in love with yourself as well. And she's
Yes.
talked about, I can actually see it. I can actually see now, looking at you now, Maya, your inner peace. I can really see that. I can see it in your presence, in your smile. You have a radiance which is really nice and really warming. And I believe as well, Maya, from my personal experience, that is inner peace. When people they can feel a kind of a radiance, a kind of energy, a nice calmness about you, where you can speak to people and you can put people at ease. You can feel
Yeah.
that gentleness, that warmness around you. I call it the ready bread girl, because years ago I had this advertisement where people eat the breakfast. These kids and had this like ready bread, this orange line around them where they were glowing when they were going into school. They've had the ready bread. It's like a cereal. And
Mhm.
I honestly believe that's what it is when you find your inner peace. Because I
Yes.
honestly believe your inner peace reflects on the outside world. So everything what's
Absolutely.
inside reflects on the outside. Whereas
Absolutely.
for me, sometimes when I didn't love myself, I was more attached to external matters, which caused me more suffering. And
Mhm.
when I found my inner peace and I started to go inward and deeper, as what Maya said about meditation, I do a lot of meditation as well. I meditate 2 hours a day. I can do even more. I don't know how much that connects with my inner peace, my inner soul. So, faith was good, but I had to change certain faiths, certain beliefs. I felt they weren't connected to my inner peace. Then I had to move on to more philosophies of life. And that's to do with meditation, which really helped me on a deeper level to find that inner peace. Because I've always had it, but sometimes you just got to dig deeper, just got to really work on your fat self to
Yes.
find that inner peace.
Yes.
So you talked about meditation there, Maya.
Yes.
What type of meditation do you actually do, Maya? Um, You'd like to explain it because I can explain a little bit about my meditation,
Yes,
and I feel it's really important for the 21st century meditation and the
absolutely.
effect it's going to have, on people's lives, especially youth and our young people. Yes.
Absolutely. So I believe that there's plenty of forms of meditation. So I have the gift of writing. So what I do is, and I also, okay, so I'll explain the writing part first. I write poetry. So for me, that's kind of like a emptying feeling for me when I write my poetry, or I journal. That's my form of meditation. And sometimes I'll play sound bowl music and I'll sit in silence and I'll practice my I always focus on the breathing part. And sometimes I'll sit with my eyes closed and I'll see images of things, or I'll hear God speak to me and I'll write whatever I see, or I'll just write what I feel like God is speaking to me. I just get myself in a very relaxed place. What I've been doing lately is as soon as I get up, I'll start journaling. Whatever comes to mind, even if I do, usually I don't think it makes sense because when I wake up in the morning, I don't even know who I am as a person because I'm still waking up. So I'll just write whatever comes to my mind, and later on in the day, it will apply to something in my day. It's so strange, but my form of
Yeah.
meditation is writing. I pray or I listen to music. I love music, just instrumental jazz music. I I listen to it all day, really. But when I really want to sit still and just feel where I am and just feel what I'm feeling, even if I feel bad, if I feel upset for the day, I honor myself in that moment and just feel wherever my spirit wants to feel at that moment. So,
That's amazing to me, and I love jazz as well, Maya. I love jazz as well, so I can really connect with you there with jazz, and I love music as well. And music is a really, really soothing way to really soothe your soul and really be in touch with
yeah,
yourself. Music really speaks to us, doesn't it? It just connects to us everywhere in our lives,
yes,
So thank you for sharing that. I thought it was really, really powerful
yeah,
about really for me finding real inner peace, but it's finding really true happiness. And what I've realized as well as I'm getting older, Maya, and I do my meditation, is
mhm,
that true happiness and true peace is from within.
yes,
And sometimes people look for these things from without. And it
yes,
sometimes is a case of, well, I've got what I've wanted from without. What
hmm,
next?
right,
So I think for me, it's about really filling your life with true joy and happiness, what comes from in the depths of your life. Because when you're fulfilled from within, you can do more work without, and you can help more people connect to their inner peace and their inner power, their inner being, their diamond like brilliance, which we know is lying in the depths of their life. But sometimes we've
absolutely,
got to find it. And
yes,
spiritual meditation is a perfect way to actually
yes,
find, to really connect with your mind, your body, and your soul and your spirit,
yes,
which can really create so much happiness and value in this world, which is really important, isn't it, Maya? Values in this world.
yes.
So, what values are important to you, Maya, in this world right now at this moment? What should we be focused on, as people, as as,
Mhm.
as leaders, because that's what we are. What are
Yes.
the important values for you?
Ah, I believe self compassion. We have to have compassion for one another. It Once you find compassion for yourself, it's so easy to give it to someone else. And what I do is I tell people, as far as judging other people and treating other people, you can have your opinion about someone, but the moment you treat that person based on how you feel, if it's in a negative way, of course, so I think compassion is so important nowadays. We here in America, it's so many things you see in the news. I cannot watch the news. I can't because people just they don't have any type of compassion or any value for life. So compassion for other people and for yourself. I tell people to challenge yourself to see yourself in other people. And that will determine how you feel about yourself. Because if you are so hateful to someone else, what is it about yourself that you hate? You have to challenge yourself to really, you know, um, So you
I
have to
love
challenge
that.
yourself to really find yourself in other people, the good and the bad and the ugly. Why do I feel that I'm better than this person? So it's a constant over, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a continuous self evaluation that you have to do. So if you feel like you're lacking the compassion for somebody, you feel like you're not loving yourself or other people, you really have to identify where you are. Compassion, self-love, connecting to something higher than yourself, that is key, because we can't do this on our own. And if you connect to the higher source, then you will the higher source will guide you on where you need to be. They'll put whoever you need in your life. You'll get challenged in your comfort zone and in your uncomfort zone. So yes, I hope I'm not
Amazing.
blabbling.
No, I love what you said, your higher power. And
Yes.
what Maya, she doesn't mind me saying, we mean by the higher power. Myself and Maya, we have a deep connection to each other's lives. Everybody has this deep connection to each other's lives. Maya talked about compassion, which I believe the world is missing today. Compassion. I believe if we live in a more compassionate world, we live in a more peaceful world. Compassion
Absolutely.
is about the real care and respect for the human being's life. And
Yes.
you respect them till they become totally happy. And they know that through me as a spiritual leader in Buddhism, and somebody practices Buddhism, the power of Buddhism. Buddha means wisdom, courage, and compassion. And the Buddha means an enlightened person and a hero of the world.
Yeah.
So isn't it amazing that every single person in this world has Buddhahood and has
Yes.
the potential to create a world at peace, an
Mhm.
enlightened world at peace?
Yes.
So just think, my world, my life, and Maya's life is a world of the universe. We have the whole universe in
Yes.
my life.
Yes.
So I have the potential to create a world at peace. And so does Maya. And hopefully, me and Maya, and I'm sure we are doing it, creating that world at peace so that our children and our nieces and our nephews and our family and our friends, their children, our communities can grow up in a better world.
Mhm.
So it's really key points there what Maya talked about. And she talked about the being connected to a higher self.
Yes.
And as me, as a Buddha or somebody who practices Buddhism, I know it is a high life state. This
Yes.
high life state to say, no matter what's going on around me, like Maya said,
Yes.
about watching the news, that
Yes.
because my life is so rich and so pure and so enlightened, that the outside stuff, the external stuff, can't affect my inner peace because
Absolutely.
I have the potential to create value.
Mhm.
And what I want to say to Maya there is because she's so pure and has this inner peace, she sees the poisons, the negativity in society in the world. And that's for us to actually transform that. Because that's what it is. It's like poisons, what we're stirring up. We can see all the negative aspects and all the horrible aspects in life. Like you
Mhm.
turn on the news, you see this war on TV. And for me, I just think it's to laugh. I just think it's like an absolute pantomime. This isn't real life. This is
Yeah.
just people dominated by the wills of animality and
Yes.
just, they don't live with hope. Whereas
Yes.
me and Maya, we live with hope. We try to create value and give
Yes.
people hope and message to live,
Absolutely.
and to live with positivity. Because there's so many great people doing great things at life,
Mhm.
as I call it, the mass media want to keep us grounded, want to
Yes.
keep us down, want to keep
Yes.
us in fear, want to
Yes.
keep us doubting, want to keep us feeling negative, that we're worth nothing and we're just numbers.
Yeah.
And we know we're worth a lot more than that. So I do
Absolutely.
believe that the people, Maya, like me and yourself, are becoming a lot more wiser in the world. Would you agree with that, Maya? That people are
Absolutely.
beginning to start waking up to the true
Absolutely.
realities of our own lives and what we can do in the world.
Absolutely. I think it's important to start where you are. Be the light wherever you are. Someone told me before, and what did she say? She said, "Be yourself wherever you are, because if you're not yourself, you're robbing God of who He is, or you can replace God with whatever you want, the higher person, where you came from. So just be authentic, be yourself, because none of us are perfect. We are all trying to figure out this thing that." someone named life. We're trying to figure it out. So no one is better than you, and I'm not better than anyone else. We're just through this life, and we're teaching each other what we know from our life experiences. Knowledge is wisdom is knowledge that's been applied. So if we can learn from our mistakes and learn from our experiences, then we can pass that on to someone else. Say something nice to someone, just be the light wherever you go, because what you put out is what you're going to receive. So I don't care where I am in my life. I'm always going to meet you with kindness, because I see myself in you, and I love myself enough to be kind to you and tell you that you're beautiful and you're powerful and you're loved and you have a purpose. I can go on and on and on because I love myself. So just be that to someone else, anybody who you're connected to, anybody who you come in contact with. Just be that. And that's how you spread the peace. That's how you spread kindness. We can't snap our fingers and make the world a better place if we're not doing our part, you know?
I love that, Maya. I love that. Just nice to be nice, isn't it, Maya? It doesn't cost anything because we live in a very materialistic world where we
Yes,
feel that materialism is happiness,
yes,
which again is just delusion.
yes,
But just to be a nice, but just nice to be nice is really, really important. And that's what Maya's touching on there. Just nice
yes,
to be nice, to be
yes,
friendly, to be helpful, to give, but to
yes,
give gladly. Like you
to
really
give.
want to give some help to somebody. Even
Yes,
just giving a smile, like the lovely Maya there's giving us all a lovely smile.
yes,
Give something. Just create values and create a life where everyone deserves to be happy. And I
yes,
believe everyone deserves to be happy. But we
absolutely.
know there's certain people who don't want us to be happy. I don't know
Yes,
why. Maybe
yes,
it's their suffering or their beliefs or what they feel. Maybe it's something they don't feel comfortable within themselves. And me
yes,
and Maya talked about inner peace and being
yes,
happy from within. That
yes,
true joy, that happiness. And when I wake up out of my bed in the morning, I wake up feeling joyful.
yes,
Wow, I'm happy I'm getting up. I'm going to
yes,
face another day. That kind of joy,
yes,
I'm going to face the day ahead, and I know I'm
yes,
going to create a lot of values today.
yes,
As we know, the hiccups, the challenges, and the hurdles
yes,
are always waiting there to trip us up. But we
yes,
always seem to overcome them through our spirit, our fortitude, and our lovely lives. So,
absolutely.
never, never give up. Never give up. And Maya is a prime example of that. Never giving up and believing in who you are. You have so
Absolutely.
much to offer the world. You have so much to do for other people. You have so much ability and,
Yes,
creativity and abundance in your life to be an outstanding human being. So
yes,
please search for that, ladies and gentlemen. Please believe that and please live up to that.
yes,
So,
yes.
Maya, what do you want to leave us with? Do you want to leave us with some golden words? What you feel like we talked about self-awareness? What do you want to leave for our audience and for our viewers about self-awareness and why we really need to hold on to it and our mental state as well and our life and our humanity? Want to share some valuable information for us?
Yes. I want to say enjoy the moments of life. Sometimes I run a business called Mental Breaks, right? And it's spelled Brakes, like the brakes in your car, because we have to stop and we have to assess ourselves. If things are going so crazy in our lives and we feel pressure, there's nothing wrong with stopping and just breathing for a second. If you can't find anything to be grateful for, be grateful for the breath in your body. Be grateful for you're not behind bars. Be grateful that you're able to get up and walk. You're able to see your ceiling. Like, think of something. Humble yourselves before you start your day, because you make that opportunity. You give the opportunity for good to come to you, for your mind to you trick your mind into thinking like, you know what, like it's life is worth living today. It's worth getting through this day today. So every day isn't going to be great. Happiness is an emotion just like sadness is. So we have to ride the waves of life. We have to go with whatever life decides to take us. So just know at the end of the day has to end at some point. So I just want to have people just enjoy the moment, enjoy the experience with people, even if you just meet someone for the first time and you never never have to deal with this person again in life. Just enjoy the moment, enjoy the experiences, learn from other people, listen to people, even if they're protesting about something or upset about, listen to people because you can always learn. We're here to learn from one another. So that's what I want to leave
Wow.
with.
That was amazing, wasn't it? What Maya actually shared there about being grateful. Remember, just be grateful. Like you say, you can just wake up. You've got a roof over your head. You've got food to eat. You can love your children. You can
Yeah,
go to work. You can watch a TV. There's so many people in the world who don't have that. We're hearing
yes,
about the wars going on in Eastern Europe, the earthquakes in Turkey, people
yes,
really suffering through natural causes and just when nature calls. We know when nature calls,
yes,
it calls. So let's live with happiness, inner peace. Let's try and be the best people we can be and think about people what don't have what we have. We've got a lot to be grateful for. We've got a lot to be
absolutely.
thankful for. Let's
Yeah,
appreciate that and live with that. And
yes,
remember, it's really important that we have that and we understand people who haven't got that. Yeah.
yes,
And we
yes,
really got to remember that, yes, and all the
yes,
troubles what are going on around the world.
yes,
So we're all here for a reason, and I honestly believe we're all here for a great reason. And like Maya Butler, she's definitely here for a great reason. And to really thank her for sharing all the valuable nuggets of information,
thank you.
her wisdom, her courage, her compassion, her
Hmm.
humanity, her beauty is just absolutely amazing. And to really appreciate that she's come on my YouTube channel today. So Maya, I want to do some more research on you. I want to know a little bit more about you. So, where can the audience and the viewers find more information about Maya? Share some details, Maya, what you'd like to share with us.
Yes. So I have a website that you all can go to. It's mental-breaks, BRAKES.com. I host workshops, mindfulness workshops, which is it's a group. It's a group executional workshop. It's an accountability workshop where we talk about and I teach self-awareness, self-love, and inner peace. It starts off with a consultation I can give. It's a free 1 hour where we just get to know each other, see where you are, and we move on from there. And I also do one-on-one consultations where I coach you through the process of self-awareness, self-love, and inner peace. So it's three different things that I offer. You can find and set up a call on mentalbreaks.com. I will be adding more. My website is being under construction right now, so I'm still adding the events that I'll be having here soon, but just stay updated. There's a place where you can subscribe to emails and you'll see the notifications come up. So you can catch me there on Facebook. I'm Maya Butler. On my website, you can check the icons where it says Facebook and Instagram. You can click on it and follow my mental breaks pages there. So that's where you can find me,
Thank you
mental
so much,
dash
Maya,
breaks.
for sharing that information. Amazing. I'll be checking that out more. And like you said, after this video, the information will be shared below. So I'll be getting that from Maya. And you know what she does? She's an amazing lady. Please check Maya out. Subscribe to her workshops. Follow the work, everything what she does.
Yes,
My name's Frankie Kington. They know me as a wise entrepreneur. I have my website called www.frankiekington.com. You can catch me on that and get all my mentoring, coaching, and workshop stuff on there. I'm actually on Facebook as well, Empowering Youth Development. I have my YouTube channel, as you know, Empowering Youth Development, Life and Life Coaching. And yet, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me and Maya today. I really appreciate you all, and I really hope that you took away some valuable information. And I really hope you like this video. So if you have, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and please leave a comment below. And remember to live with that self-awareness and believe in who you are, because you are amazing people. So thanks again, Maya, for joining us. You know how much I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I wish you all the best in your life and for the future. Thank you so much, my dear friend.
bye.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for
Maya.
having me.
No,
Bye.
you're welcome. Bye bye now. Thank you, guys.